Hi everyone. So today, well, you're right. You might remember my last video talking about the character of Mrs. Afton or Laura Afton, Quinzel's family tree, and Popgoes motives. Well, Popgoes motives again, just to be clear. But you would not believe what Theft King uploaded. You can literally see right on screen. We need to talk about game theory. Leave MatPat alone. I watched the video yesterday and I just need to say that. You know, similar to the Fnaf drama saved his life. I really, why? Why? I don't watch MatPat, and I luckily don't subscribe to his YouTube channels, which might be a good thing. And due to his facial expressions, including ones that are completely non-existent, I cannot take him seriously for the life of me. His theories are absolutely out of whack. And it turns out it actually cost him for Scott Coffin to make Sister Location because of the whole theory of the whole Fnaf series being a dream. Are you fucking kidding me? So I talked to my friend, I'm just gonna call it the person, I'm pretty sure, I talked to my friend Ducky, who's her name for now, about this, and I said to her, do you believe in any of MatPat's theories about FNAF, including Security Breach? Because I don't, and I don't even watch him or subscribe to him. And she says, I do. And I said, well, let me tell you, the FNAF series was all a dream, all just a dream, is ridiculous. FNAF is literally fictional. And it's both realistic, I mean, in a way, and it's also supernatural because, you know, the whole possession animatronics thing. How do people not know that? And she was like, okay, and I respect your opinion. You know, it's almost like my other friend Taylor about the whole Pride Month thing. I'm just glad that I have friends who respect my opinions instead of friends who just don't be completely honest and don't respect my opinions. Like Allie. So, I guess that's that. So I was about to say, I do not take MatPat seriously, especially from his expressions. Especially one of the theories that he said about Willy Wonka and his golden ticket scam. I mean, it might be possible, but from the things that MatPat said, no. I mean, the golden ticket thing might be a scam, but no. From the things that you said, no. And I need to. You know, due to the timeline and due to the based, dark, and whatever kind of timeline you want to put in, let me just look. The base timeline, the dark timeline, the family timeline, the high-tech timeline. Okay? I love the Dark Timeline because it's much more grounded in reality, and plus, um, in the Fnaf Hidden Lore series, which in my opinion might be canon if it did, um, let me tell you, I I felt like it was hmm, um, it basically told like the events that like happens between games and stuff like that. Um, um, okay, let's go in order of the games of the story. FNAF 4, FNAF 2, FNAF 1, and FNAF 3. Okay? The base timeline is obviously FNAF 2, FNAF 1, and FNAF 3. Family timeline, obviously FNAF 4, FNAF 5. Clearly, FNAF 2, FNAF 1, FNAF 3, and FNAF 6, also known as Pizzeria Simulator. High-tech timeline, we obviously know the rest, and including with FNAF Help Wanted, I'm not including FNAF AR, FNAF Security Breach. But if we didn't include FNAF Help Wanted and FNAF AR, then that's fine. So King Fnaf also said that Scott Coffin didn't want to involve himself with the FNAF community anymore. But are you people even forgetting that he retired from Five Nights at Freddy's in June 2016 during the same year that Security Breach was going to be released? It's almost like people do not understand the predicament that we were in, and I'm just wondering why the hell did MatPat get away with this? It's almost like people get away with murder. Oh, I know. People just want clout. They want fucking clout. And they will do anything to get it. So, yeah. So, I said about the FNAF timeline, and I'm not going to say it again. And the fact that people make their own assumptions of the timeline, including following MatPat's version of the timeline, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, FNAF 4 is the main prequel. It started it all. And I don't know what's with people just going like, oh, Elizabeth died first before Crying Child, blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't true. It wasn't true. And from my interpretation of the timeline, Elizabeth would have died in 1986 and not 1983, because now that I'm thinking about it, it might be impossible because I'm thinking it was because William Afton discovered a remnant after killing those 5 missing children, and maybe wanted to experiment with it to have immortality. So he built the FNAF Funtime animatronics to kidnap children. So, and Michael Afton, William's son, would have went into Circus Baby's entertainment and rental in 1989, I think, due to his father still being alive and William Afton wanting his son Michael to save his sister from, being in Circus Baby. I mean, that would have been fine. And I would have been okay with the fact that people would have just followed my advice or someone else's advice on the whole FNAF timeline thing. But no, they don't. They absolutely tear the shit out of this timeline. And due to Scott Coffin saying to MatPat that he was right about the timeline, just mostly, but there's no confirmation about it. I can pretty much say it's unconfirmed because why should I care about some stupid guy who, I don't mean to be rude, but MatPat, to be honest, I really don't take you seriously. I really don't. I really, really don't. And I also watch him Super Horror Bros Mike's videos and his versions of the timeline I completely agree with. So, yeah. So, William Afton discovered Redmond in 1985 or possibly early 1986 and created the Funtime animatronics during the same time in 1986 or probably during the summer or in fall. And then Elizabeth died, and then in 1989, Michael decided to save Elizabeth but failed. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going with. I mean, some other people speculate that before William Afton created the Funtime animatronics during 1983, he discovered that his son, Chris Afton, and Charlotte Emily, William's first victim, possessed the Fredbear and puppet animatronics. And he was like, this is really interesting. But he was sort of shocked and confused and surprised. Like, he wanted to experiment it, but actually find out if it worked. So he created the Funtime animatronics to kidnap children and kill them so that their souls might possess the animatronics, or vice versa, as in he wanted to kidnap children so he can just kill them after his son Chris Afton died, and then he killed Charlotte. But due to William Afton being a character confirmed in Sister Location, and then Remnant being involved with the story, and that, Circus Sister Location was kind of science fiction, I think. I don't know. But all I know is that it no longer, Elizabeth's death no longer takes place in 1983, as what I can tell. So I'm sorry, people, but the FNAF, the bite of 83 happening to Elizabeth Afton isn't true. Sadly. But it's my own interpretation of it, similar to Super Horror Mike. And you know what? You can have your own interpretations of them, but just follow the exact story, follow the exact timeline of it. Okay? Don't be a dick and just rip the entire timeline to pieces and just randomize it as shitty as you can be. Follow the exact time. FNAF 4 was first, Sister Location was second, FNAF 2 was third, FNAF 1 was fourth, and FNAF 3 was fifth, and FNAF 6 was, well, obviously sixth. And if I ignore Help Wanted and FNAF AR, because they certainly do not exist in my universe, except Help Wanted does for a little bit for the character of Vanessa. Security Breach. Okay, we have 6 of the main story of FNAF. We have FNAF, I think Ultimate Custom Night, if we include that. William Afton was in hell and security breach. Okay, bye.